What is going on, guys? It is Fluxified here and welcome back to another video. Today we are talking about the latest devlog number 42, which was revealed by the developers earlier today. Now this devlog marks the release of the very first content update for the next gen version of Rust Console Edition, and it's a pretty big one. We've got confirmations of what's coming, updates on the anti-cheat, and even a couple of surprise reveals that I definitely want to touch on. So without further ado, let's get into it. First up, according to the devlog, modular vehicles are now officially making their way from the test branch over to the main version of the game. Out in the world now, you'll be able to find these broken down modular vehicles alongside roads. Once you found them, you can then repair them by finding the appropriate parts, and then you can piece together your own modular vehicle suited to your own playstyle. If you want speed, you might want to throw on the engine vehicle module to your vehicle, and if you want more storage, maybe consider the storage vehicle module as well. It is pretty straightforward overall, but these modular vehicles are set to completely change the pace of the game. Now you've got the option to build a much safer way of traveling around the map, and these things can actually take quite a lot of gunfire as well, especially if you're rocking one of the more armored modules. Definitely going to change things up, but it's not just modular vehicles we're also getting motorbikes and pedal bikes. The pedal bike is basically your budget getaway vehicle. It doesn't need any fuel and it is pretty silent, and it's quite good for zipping around in the early game. The motorbike, however, does pack a lot more speed and power, and it will definitely get you from A to B in a quite short amount of time, but it is pretty loud and it will need low grade to run as well. Both of these options naturally have their various trade-offs, but trust me, they're definitely going to add some chaos into your wipe. We're also getting a brand new monument in the form of Junkyard. I have talked about this monument before, so I don't want to go into too much detail, but safe to say, Junkyard is actually a pretty good monument when it comes to loot. There's quite a lot of crate spawns, and there's also a recycler at the top, so overall I would definitely rate this as a solid monument in the game. Definitely fits in very well. If I had to put this on a scale, I'd put it somewhere between satellite dish and water treatment. Very good monument, especially as there's no radiation, so if you haven't played the test branch, definitely check out the Junkyard on the main branch when it releases later today. We also got a couple of surprise reveals in the form of DLC. The first one is the famous shipping container building skin, pretty much a fan favourite from the PC version that allows you to have a metal grade building skin on your base. It's not just one colour though, because you can actually spray this skin a multitude of different colours, meaning that, for example, if you're living in the snow, you can spray your entire base white to try and fade in with the surroundings, and the same with any other biome as well. Overall, just a very cool DLC. The second DLC we're getting is the wallpaper DLC, which brings about 26 different wallpaper options to decorate the inside of your base with. 4 of these wallpapers will actually be free and used through the wallpaper tool, and the rest will come through with the DLC pack. Personally, as someone who loves building bases, the ability to be able to decorate my bases even more stands out to me a lot, so I am a big fan of this change, especially since we're getting 4 of these wallpapers for free anyway. We don't even have to spend anything to get access to these, so it really is a win-win overall. After the DLC, the developers then made a statement on the Rust Guard anti-cheat system, and the good news here is that this is live and officially working. The developers have said that they've banned multiple people using these third-party devices, some with a temporary ban and others with a permanent ban, and since the anti-cheat has been live, overall cheating in Rust Console Edition has dropped by more than 2/3. We don't have exact numbers here, but 2/3 does seem like quite a substantial amount of people are no longer cheating anymore, and hopefully this does continue into the future and these numbers get smaller and smaller. Honestly, hearing that Rust Guard is actually doing its job and kicking out these cheaters from the game just makes me so happy that we finally have this working anti-cheat system. Every day it seems like we're a step closer to having an all legit player base on Rust Console Edition, and you know, that's something we all want. No one wants to be playing against someone that's cheating. It's just not fair for the person on the other side. So hearing that this system is now working fills me with honestly a lot of confidence, and I can't thank the developers enough for actually getting this working. Now that pretty much wraps up the devlog itself. As this update is now on the main branch, naturally we are looking towards the next month, which is the quality of life update according to the roadmap. If you do want to know my personal predictions for this, feel free to check out my last video. I do go over everything I think will come to the game in that update, and considering that update is releasing in September, whether that's to the test branch or the main branch, there's really not too long to find out. So I do think that just about wraps up this video. If you did enjoy, then please be sure to drop a like and also consider subscribing, because I do post a video just like this every single week. Until then though, thank you for watching. I have been Fluxified, and I'll see you on the beach.